absolute danger man. Whoa! Bit of footwork on, that's as easy as you like.
Welcome to the show.
To Godwin once again. Oh! Huge hit from Sam Jeffries. That unhit, he did very well, quite good. Throws it out the back of the hand.
Field holds it up beautifully. Payawa with pace. Back to Down-Goonoo. No look ball back to Payawa.
Kicking behind. There's no one there for Vanachani, and Devetta gets it back to Vanachani. Here comes the Vikings, but Adams, he slots it. The kick after the buzzer.
Down-Goonoo with Teagle wins field. Down-Goonoo wins it. There's the championship.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the round one, third leg of the quadruple header for the 2019 NRC competition. We are coming to you live from the GPS Rugby Club in Brisbane as Brisbane City are hosting our reigning champions, the Fijian Drua. Wonderful conditions here at the home of the Gallopers, 23 degrees. We've got a bit of a puffy 20-knot crosswind coming from the northwest, but it's primed and it's beautiful here. It's also breakup day for the juniors, so there's going to be a fantastic crowd here at the home of the Gallopers. My name is Martin Lippiatt, and joining me is former Queensland Red and Melbourne Rebels, Dallin Murphy. Dallin, welcome to NRC Round 1.
Thank you very much, mate. What a day for footy. It's very exciting to be out here, and both teams looking sharp as they warm up out here in front of us.
Well, it is a fantastic season ahead, but let's dive straight into it and let's have a look at the standings for today. It's been a couple of brilliant matches so far, but the New South Wales Country Eagles getting up 38 points to 33 over Sydney. Rising, and the Vikings are still dueling it out, so we'll have an update on that score at half time. And then following us at 5 p.m. from the University of Western Australia, the Western Force are taking on the Queensland Country to round off the spectacular opening round of the NRC. Dallin, let's get straight into it, and we're going to look at the home side, Brisbane City. There are some names that have been kicking around for the entirety of the NRC, but who are some of the fresh faces in here that you're most excited to see today?
Obviously number 7 there, Fraser McWright, coming off a big year with the Australian Under-20s and also Brothers Rugby Club here in Brisbane. Captain the side today, he'll be very, very present in and around the ruck. And young Isaac Lucas coming off another hot year with the Queensland Reds and the Australian Under-20, and he slots in at 10, so it's going to be great to see him getting around and directing play.
And we'll jump across and we're going to look at the current reigning champions. They're all the way here from Fiji. There's a lot of names there from that squad that made and won the grand final last year, but who are some of the ones that are standing out for you?
The big skipper today coming in at 6, Aramasi Rodro. Obviously a Fiji representative, are going to lead the boys defiantly around the park today. And then we have at 10, Paseli Nathembe, coming off 2 years with the Bordeaux Begley and the Brisbane Rugby Club over there in France. They play a lot of top 14 and the Pro D2 over there. And then Samasani Viriviri bringing up the back at 15, coming off a year over there with Montpellier. So those guys are obviously excitement machines coming up the back there.
Well, the French imports, they're bringing the cheese, they're bringing the wine. On top of that, Samsononi Viriviri in 7 circles, he's paramount to a god. 2014 World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year. Safe to say his kick returns today are going to be probably hitting the sizzle reels come Sunday.
You'd like to hope so, and hopefully we can see a bit of that out here today. Very exciting, these Fijian players. Obviously winning it last year and a lot to prove again this year.
Let's look at the matchup between these two sides, Dallin. Obviously they've played each other twice in the last 2 years, both sides getting up at home, but last year the Drua up in Fiji, they did it really well, 66 points to 5. And the real danger men that are playing here, Kiramundu, he got 3, Nagali got 1, Reese picks up 1, Rorodo got another 1. So Brisbane City, they're not going to forget that too easily.
No, most definitely not. Obviously, coming off that loss last year, it's always been a high-scoring game between these two. You know what I mean? Last year was the Fijian Drua getting up, and then the year before it was Brisbane City getting up over the Drua in 45 to 36. So hopefully we're out here again today seeing a lot of points scored.
Well, and we look at the composition of the Fijian Drua right now. There's a couple of big names missing. Obviously, Lamani and Vidakani, the starting halves pairing for them last year that got them through the season very well to getting that title. They're away in World Cup duties. They've got a couple of forwards that have gone there as well. But simultaneously, we've got the military games happening. So, Fiji, they've got a lot of stuff happening simultaneously. Do you think it's going to impact their NRC season a little bit?
You might think so. But the Fijians have a habit of producing new and great players year in, year out. So when one person goes away and does something, whether it's overseas, it's just that opportunity for these boys to come through and take it.
And the Brisbane City, we look through there, there's a couple of stalwarts in that side, most notably Moses Sorovi and Adam Korchik. Now, Korchik, I'm pretty sure he's the only one in this team that's been with City from day dot, and he's ridden this one all the way through to now, which is impressive. Sorovi has obviously been in the side since 2015. So there's a lot of players here that have been here for a while, but we've got 12 previous Brisbane City players. We have 10 from other franchises, and there's 11 potential debutants through the entirety of the squad. So they've got a bit of the old, they've got a bit of familiar, but they've also got a bit of the new.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think those 11 debutants really shows the quality of Premier Rugby players coming through and that youthfulness that's coming through week in, week out that we see.
Well, we look at Brisbane City. I think another really interesting player that's probably got a foot in both camps here. It's number 8, Seru Uru, playing obviously for the East Tigers this season. Fantastic individual, electric in the play. Played the Fiji under-20s in 2015, 16 and 17. That's a huge feat.
Yeah, massively. As you said, like as a 17, 18 and 19-year-old, it's quite a feat for him. And next year, sign with the Queensland Reds for 2.
Very exciting times for the up-and-coming number 8. And then over in the Fijian Drua as well, we're seeing a healthy crop of under-20s players that have come through and played in the World Cup this year. Starting hooker Tavita Ikanivere. I was told he played with the Flying Fijian squad. He was training with them in the lead-up for the World Cup preparations, and apparently he's one of the players there that they think is going to have a big future.
Yeah, massive. He's got an opportunity to come out here today in the NRC, which is a quality competition, to come and get stuck in. And then finally, I think someone coming off the bench is Isaiah Wanga, who's coming in. He's coming off a 20s year again and very exciting. Plays quite enterprising in what he does across the park. So he's one to watch coming off the bench.
So we are moments away from both of these sides making their way out to this wonderful venue that's nestled away in the inner north of Brisbane. It's home of the Jeeps Gallopers. It's one of the biggest clubs going around with brothers. We're seeing numbers of boys and girls, men and women, over 2,000 members in these clubs. So really some of the beating hearts of Queensland rugby down in the southeast corner.
Yeah, most definitely. As you say, it's their break-up day today, and the place is absolutely packed and crawling with kids and parents alike. So it's an exciting place to play footy down here at Jeeps.
And Fijian Drua, they're already out on the field, and the Brisbane City are making their way out, and that's young Josh Nasser. He featured in that Australian under-20 squad this year that went so close, and Argentina had the whole weight of the country behind them.
And a good time as well. Obviously, it was a time where we needed a little bit of a lift, and the boys did very, very well over there.
We had the Brumbies playing in the, I think, the quarters that weekend as well. It was all happening. But now we're here, NRC 2019, third leg of a triple header. Could you ask for a better Saturday?
Absolutely not, mate. Beautiful weather.
And out in the middle today, he's a man that has had a meteoric rise over the last 5 years. It's Nick Berry. He's refereeing. Will be heading off to the Rugby World Cup in the very near future. So he's getting a bit of practice down here before he heads over.
Just a bit of a tune-up, mate, and he looks very fit as always. Sharp little haircut, so he's looking sharp.
And Aaron Pook and Brett Cronin will be running the sidelines for him. And out in the middle, Vasily Nathembe will be taking the game away. And we're away. Brisbane City up against Fijian Drua here. The GPS Rugby Club. And Brisbane City really getting it started quick. Sorovi on the back. He finds Smith, who gives a good, healthy offload there. Sorovi goes back. Finds Lucas. Lucas is light on feet, gives it out once more. Sefanai Valu, 9 Wallabies caps to him. He's had a great season with the Queensland Reds, Dallin.
Sharp, mate. He's looking pretty fit out there as well. Obviously heading off overseas to close of this.
Oh, great hands. And the brothers combination there, Lawson Crichton nearly got a fantastic little offload there to the captain Fraser McWright.
And some sharp touches there early on. Looking here, just Smith, but out the back here. Wilson Crichton finds his teammate. Just unable to bring it in there.
And they'll pack it down for the first scrum of the day. We look at the opposing front rows there. Obviously, Brendan Panger and Mosa notched up 4 caps for the Wallabies over the last 2 years.
And it's a dynamic front row. We've got young Josh Nash sitting in at tight head, which is where usually Ruan Smith types in, but he's obviously come to loose head for today.
First touches for the Drua. Valerica throws it in. Oh, and that scrum is so incredibly balanced. Could put a wine flute on top of it. Now to the left they go. Going himself. Nathembe goes through, takes it to the line, but he's brought down. Valerica passes it out. Here's a good strong run from Reese. Cyril Reese, brother of Sevu. Punching through the line, Navori. Rico goes to the short side. Here's Viri Viri. Viri Viri does exceptionally well to keep that one in the field of play. Nungali now. Drua showing a lot of patience, slowly working their way across the field and up the field through phase play. Oh, and Brisbane City's put the pump on. And Seruuru got that one. There's the offload. Smith now. There's a good line.
Opportunity out to the right here.
Sorovi goes to the skies. He's looking for the side. Oh, but he's overcooked that.
Vandy's clearly over.
And a good little opportunity there. A great counter-ruck by Michael Wood coming through there. Very dynamic and a good opportunity there, but obviously Moses just overcooks it.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. No, I'm in the middle.
And obviously that northwesterly that is blowing today, it's coming over the right-hand shoulder of Brisbane City. So, and a good take up high from Nawagaru. Now, Drua. They're going through to Vori. He gets a great offload to Tumbuluaki. The offload game from the Fijians incredibly strong. Now they're looking to the right. He's found some space. He's piercing through. This is good from Navori. Navori gets the offload, and it's that man, Paseli Nathambe, the man who's fresh back from a 2-year stint in France, who goes across for the first points. And Drua up 5-0.
It's just that little enterprising play, as you said. Like there's a little bit of offload here, and they just get a little bit of momentum. They've come through with Nathembe crossing over for his first.
And it really started here, Dal, with Navori breaking away, and it's just that roll that they get.
And they're so quick at that break, and the ball's in and out, as we see usually on the sevens field. And it's that man Navori through again, outgassing Fraser McWright, and Nathembe backs up to score on the right-hand side. And they showed some really patient play there before we saw that kind of breakdown. He's just playing with the ball and having a bit of time on their side.
Squaring up for the kick. It'll be Seru. Valerica. Valerica pushes it to the left. So, it'll be conversion unsuccessful, but the Fijian Drua are in the lead. 5 points to 0 over Brisbane City here in the opening 5 minutes of play. Lucas with the restart. Taken well by Kaniveri, one of the young under-20s players in this Drua side. There's Nungali. Valerica goes to the left. Nathembe finds himself out wide. A bit of a loose pass, but it's held on. Good strong hit from Paisami. Valerica fires it out. The Fijians just outside their own 22. Loose ball there. It's been knocked forward. So City. Brisbane City with the ball now. Uru takes it himself. Smith jostles through the contact. Sorovi fires it to the right. Lucas fires the cut out wide. That looked good to find Ivalu. Another knock forward.
Put a foot in the touch there.
Goals,
It's a shame.
check
Some
numbers.
good enterprising play there from the City. And there's Pully
Just worry about
Vega in
this,
that
eh?
turnover earlier on.
You stay with him.
And Nawagata, who takes it well up the front. And the Drua, they kick downtown. And that's a hell of a kick from inside 22.
It's a cracking kick. A fair amount of pressure on him.
Hang on. He's kicked it from inside the 22.
And I think we're seeing the implementation of the
BG, it's your ball.
new rule,
You've kicked it out
The
inside the
2050.
the 2050. And obviously for everyone watching at home, we are trialling new rules in this season of the NRC. You're rewarded with a return of a line-out if your kick has travelled the necessary distance, and if an attacking team is held up over the try line, the defending team gets a dropout. But the Drua now moving quickly up the left-hand side of the field. Rorica. Oh, here we go. Dyer.
Keep going, go, keep going.
Lorica goes to the right. Athambe didn't have any option but to take it to the line himself. And Drua look out to the left. Here's a strong run from Ruthavaki. Played for Fiji last year in 2018. Dyer again. Dyer nearly didn't make it to the game today. Got a bit of an eye injury. Oh, here we go. Slicing through. Valerica goes through. McWright spoils it. And Naivalu, he's a bit isolated. He gets the offload back. They keep it alive. Pulling through is Crichton now. Crichton, he's right on that sideline and he gets dragged over. So the Fijian Drua showing why they were our 2018 champions.
Yeah, absolutely. They've looked very, very sharp today. And Josh Nash is just taking a dummy. But diving through there, Fraser McWright did excellent to cover. Stefan Iovalo does excellent to stay on his feet. But just with Liam McNamara going to touch down close to their own line. It looks like he's picked up a bit of an injury.
It was inside the start and inside the 22.
Up his knee.
You good? Okay. Righto. Can you hear me now? Yeah, mate, yeah.
It wasn't working before, mate. It's got to bounce before it goes out.
Yeah, oh, okay. Kirk, you get that?
So it looks like I think everyone's getting on board with the new rules this afternoon. Nick Berry, former Sunnybank player, Dal, and now he's refereeing the World Cup.
Yeah, it's quite exciting for him. I mean, created that pathway, played professional rugby, come off the back of that, and now he's into referee ranks and could potentially one day be refereeing a World Cup final.
No, I'm fine, thanks.
And Liam McNamara, he looks like he's getting a bit of strapping on that left quad.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like a bit of a knee injury, but we'll wait and see how he pulls up, whether he stays on the field or not.
Yeah, okay. I was happy with that last one.
And so far, we've only had one scrum so far in the match, but the first scrum was just rock solid.
It's almost symmetrical.
I think it's probably there's a lot of forward spectators at home watching that, and they're probably
Okay, boys, let's
enjoying it a lot.
Here's the mark.
Saw probably McNamara just coming back from the Australian 7 squad and played the last half of the season with the Sunnybank Dragons up here.
Righto, here's the mark, boys.
His last touch in the NRC was obviously Queensland country back in 2016.
Crowds! On! Set! Hold!
Big scrum. Sorobi fires in it, spits out quick. Lucas on the right. And Crichton drills that one into touch.
And a quality exit there by Brisbane City. Obviously needed, getting up just over the 40-metre line. But a good opportunity here for the Drua to get back on the attack.
Oh, and Seru Uru steals that one away from the Drua. Pangaramosa offloads. Here's Wood. Wood, another one of the plays, gets a great offload to his fellow Brothers player and captain, Fraser McWright. McWright's over the 22. Teller gets in support. Now they look to the left. They've got the numbers. Do they need to use it? He's going all the way. Oh! And Hunter Paisami gets the grounding. By the skin of his teeth.
And well done. Michael Wood starts us off with a big bullocking run.
And are you surprised that we're seeing a combination of boys that played so much together at, Brothers, their club here in Brisbane, in the under-20s. They've just come off a very narrow loss in the Premier Grade Grand Final 2 weeks ago, but this offload game is sensational.
Absolutely. I think Fraser McRae just tucked into his little wing there and stole the ball off him. But Fraser does really well, just to sum it up, take the ball to ground, recycle, and then Zachy Lucas, just very patient with the ball in his hands. He's always got time. And Paisami, I think he nearly didn't get there. But Nick Berry awards the try.
If anyone's going to see the try, it's going to be Nick Berry. That man gets into spaces that the rest of us can only dream about.
Because he's so fit, mate.
Isaac Lucas's first kick for conversion today. He strikes. Just not enough. So, score is now 5-all. And it looks like young Liam McNamara is getting some more attention on that left knee.
Doesn't look good for poor old Liam.
So it's a good start there for both sides, Dallin. We're seeing both sides equally giving as much as they can take.
Yeah, most definitely. 2 tries in the first 10 minutes.
Here's Uru. Uru, a fresh signing for the St George Queensland Reds. He'll start his tenure as of the 2020 season.
Stay blue, stay there. Let's use it, Nine. Come on, ball's available.
Sarovi from the back. Hammers it downtown. This time it stays in the field of play. Oh, and a big run from Johnny Dyer. And he's through, he's busted through, Johnny Dyer. He's looking for that offload, but no one's next door to him. Uru brings him down. Brisbane City reeling. And I think that will be a penalty against the Drua there for not good form, but what a run from Johnny Dyer.
Johnny Dyer. It's been everywhere, but Suru Uru does really well. He throws him to ground, straight on top of that ball, and they got for not releasing.
I think there's a few things going on in that breakdown, actually. But we'll just get the easiest one. And Johnny Dyer, he was actually a bit of a late bloomer. Got onto the rugby scene quite late compared to a lot of his peers, but he's found his way here, so very exciting chapter of his life. And Drua.
Hang on, boys. How about this, okay? You let them get the call in, okay? And I want to do it for you.
And all yours, Dallin. Have you seen Dad step in like that at line-out time?
Always, mate. Very loud, the Fijians.
Lucas. Asami still tries to sell it, but he's met well by Cyril Reese. Sarovi to the left. Maivalu's come in off his wing. Here's Uru. Ooh, he falls into the tackle from Vurarika. Now to the right. Good line from Puliovea. City up on the 40-metre line. Smith, great pass back to Lucas, over the top. Finds McNamara. His knee looks like it's all right. It's good pairing up there with Lawson Crichton at the back. Now they're going to work across. Pulling away is Wood. Wood, he's got inside. It's McWright. McWright once more to Sarovi, but it's knocked on forward.
Yeah, I got the forward pass there. You got something? Yeah.
What a shame. Some excellent play, as you said, down this left-hand side with Lawton Crichton. But Michael Wood, again with that big left arm palm, finds his man on the inside. Throws it right. I don't know, was it the second last pass or the last pass that was forward?
Mate, we'll do the same like last time. We'll pick the first thing, and that's enough.
Moses thought he'd scored.
After his knock on.
There's your mark.
But both teams looking like they're out here and ready to play some footy, which is always exciting to see.
Cross! Burn! Set! Hold!
City putting the push on. Brisbane City off the back is Dyer. And Dyer, he's brought down though. Fijian Drua inside their own 22 here.
No, not yet.
Ulrika gives it to Nathambe, who pumps it down. Finds touch again. So good exit game from the Fijian Drua.
Got a great opportunity for Brisbane City here to get on the attack and try and get a bit of a roll on.
Rangamosa throws it up, taken well at the back by Wood. Now they're looking for the runners. Here goes Teller.
Off blue, thank you.
Here's Uru. Oh, and Uru loses it. Now here we go, the Drua hump going around the side. Tumbulawaki goes through, but that was a bit high. Tumbulawaki's gone through, unmatched. Now they're going to keep going. This is pretty good going on the left-hand side. Nathembe's going to go offload back inside to Tumbulawaki. That's play on.
Release blue.
So Brisbane City have scrambled. They've come up with it. Sorovi now steadies the ship. And Drew are going to try and
Outside 9.
cause them all, but they'll go to ground quick enough.
Outside.
Sorovi goes to the skies once more. That's the second one out on the full.
That Tumbulawaki down the left-hand edge. Absolutely fantastic. But Isaac Lucas, he's been everywhere today, covering defence. Then Lawson Pride does really, really well to get that turnover and the boys out of trouble.
Good line out. It's won by the captain, Rodrodro. Now the Drua getting to work, but they've lost it. And Lucas from inside his own 22 kick for exit. He's not going to get the meterage that he wanted. So the Drua still knocking on the door, just inside Brisbane City's 40-metre line. Oh, and that was a breakdown of communication.
Yeah, second one's a knock.
So, Drua will hold on to the possession and they'll get a scrum
Come up on the top.
inside. And a great crowd out here this afternoon, Dallin.
Yeah, Chiefs always pulls a nice crowd. I think most people from Ashgrove, come down and enjoy watching the football here. It's a great place to watch. Gets a little bit cold when that sun goes down behind the mountain, but
Stays pretty warm while it's up though. Yeah, Brisbane City got a bit of ascendancy in that last scrum. I think we're seeing a little bit of turf failure. It was a long QPR season, about 6 months worth of teams training and playing out here at Yoku. And you get some first class scrummages right now. Turf's going to be suffering a little bit.
those big metal studs.
22s in the back. Alien Drua on that scrum's pinwheeling. Now they've got advantage. They're still going forward.
Scrum's over.
And the Fijian Drua definitely the better of Brisbane City in that engagement.
You can see here just driving to that left-hand side. It's Josh Nasher there, just unlucky. And Fiji grabbing the penalty and going for the points.
Yeah, I'm not happy with your... No, I'm not happy with your elbow either. Can you keep that elbow up? I started going down, would have come up to you. Keep that elbow up.
So we've seen a lot of action around the set piece today, Dylan. Seems to be dictating the flow of the game a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. See Vata Yaki just get a bit of a ascendancy over Josh Nasser and Nick Berry just grabbing him there and saying, I'm not happy with your bind. So I think it's an important part of the game, and obviously it's going to play a major role throughout this whole tournament.
Vudorika lining up for his second kick of the day. He missed his first. He strikes. And he gets it. So the Drua retake the lead, 8 points to 5 here. 20 minutes down in this first half. It's the third leg of our quadruple header today to open round 1 for the 2019 NRC season. And the restart from Lucas. Oh, and that's a great take there from Noagaradu.
Push me back into it. No, play on.
Now, the Drua pulling away. They've got space. This is looking good. Oh, and the offload's intercepted by Teddy Teller.
See City back on the attack here.
Now the Drua on the right-hand side. Kurimundu picked up 3 tries against Brisbane City when they met last year over in Fiji. He's going to be hunting for some more today. They're going to pick and drive. Gorica sends it out. It's good run there from Navori.
No hands, go.
Oh, Puerto Rico's met by staunch Rob Puliuvea from Wests. And now they give away the penalty.
And that man ever present, Fraser McWright, gets his first turnover for the day.
And that's definitely something that in the last probably 12 months that he has just become synonymous with, the man who's finding penalties at the breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's a large part of his game, and it's a big part of being a 7. And so he's going to continue to work on that, and it's one facet of his game he's always going to be known for, I think.
And for a person as big as he is, to be able to get down there and work so hard, it's so impressive.
Huge opportunity for City to get one back here.
They go to the back and it's clean. Sorovi fires it out. Lucas sees some space. Gets an offload through. That was really nice and clean. Finds Teller, and Teddy Teller has pulled through, gotten a big try, and Brisbane City will be in the lead. 10 points to 8. Wowee.
Wow is right. Excellent work by Teddy Teller to back up Isaac Lucas, but Isaac just does really, really well to keep his eyes up here and straighten the point of attack. Obviously an excellent line out, but Isaac's got his eyes up, bang, straight in the attack. And then Teddy Teller just does well to come through, support from depth, and at speed he's going to be hard to stop from there. And
I think you also saw Hunter Paisami was up in around there as well, so they're keeping all mentally clear and ready to go for those breakthrough runs.
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously Isaac with those electric feet that he has, he's always one, even at 10 with a little bit more traffic in front of him, has the ability to break the line, get through the point of attack, so they're going to be hungry and hanging off his hip.
And he slots that one comfortably. So Brisbane City now in the lead. 12 points to 8 over the Fijian Drua here. GPS Rugby Club in Brisbane. And Drua will take their time coming back to the middle of the field. Selina Thembe for the restart. Feels it a little bit long. The ball eventually settled in Seru Uru's hands. Lucas across. They're going to keep moving. This is looking good. Quick 1-2. McWright gets hammered into touch. Great cover defence from Fiji.
Yeah, they did really well there, but I don't mind that. Coming out of your own zone. Bit of a wind up there. The boys run it out, and they've come and exited quite well anyway. I think we see there the man who gave Fraser McWright the ball was Nick Chapman. So I think he's replaced Liam McNamara coming onto that left wing. Obviously Nick Chapman plays for North clubs here in Brisbane, and a halfback by trade, but plays all across the park, across the back.
He had one match this year against Sunnybank where I think he scored the opening 27 points for Norths.
He did.
He did. It was 20. It was like Nick Chapman 27, Sunnybank 0.
And sadly, they lost that game.
The main clock, so the Hooters probably going to go up early. So go on your time.
Yeah, mate, they're
And we've got a bit of an injury here. One of the Drua players. And the game is being played at a phenomenal speed this afternoon. Both teams taking advantage of any small weakness they can find in their opposition. Canivere.
Yeah, good scan out.
Floats to the middle. And they'll just hold on to that one. Widorika fires out. Oh, and here goes the danger man, Nathambe. But he's lost the ball now. Uru has come up with it. Great offload to Mick Wright. Mick Wright's still going. They haven't got him down yet. And then Drua giving away another penalty at the breakdown. Looking across the field, Paisami takes it up.
Bring it back, boys.
On me, mate. On me here. 9.
We see just a little bit of a lack of discipline here again from the Fijian Drua. That's letting them down, obviously getting some good positions to play, but on the back of some good Brisbane City attack. Just a few ill-disciplined moments have let them down.
Another attacking opportunity here for Brisbane City. A line out just inside the 22.
And we'll see that what they can launch from this lineup.
McWright from the back. Brisbane City. And that is a great turnover for Johnny Dyer. The body language wasn't really indicating there was a lot of urgency from Brisbane City in that one, though.
No, most definitely not. But Johnny Dyer, what a first 25 minutes of football he's had. On both sides of the ball, he's been physical in defence. Obviously a few bullocking runs and gets his first turnover in the match there.
Nathembe. Great kick down. You'll remember him from 2017. He would appear from backfield and just create something from absolutely nothing.
If you think with his 2 years of experience with Bordeaux Begla and Brive over in the France Top 14 and Pro D2, he's going to be a better player again.
Well, I'm sure he'd be bringing back a lot of experience, and probably not just him, but the peers around him would all be learning as well.
Yeah, exactly right.
Still an injury there down in the field. It's going to be a very busy couple of months. Rugby.com.au bringing you all the action from the NRC, and also be broadcasting on KO in the match of the round on Fox. The women's Aon Sevens competition will be underway in the next 3 or 4 weeks as well. And then we've got the World Cup. It's just rugby for breakfast, lunch and tea.
Just as you think rugby season's over, there's a second course.
And before we know it, we're back to club season in January.
But what an exciting time, obviously, with the Wallabies going over to Japan the next week or so. An excellent squad being put together there. It's going to be great to see how they fare over there.
And there's a lot of players that just missed out on that World Cup squad that are probably down in NRC land.
I'm hungry to impress.
Canivere. Fancy line-out manoeuvres from the Drua. Now Dyer. Another swashbuckling run up the middle of the field. Nathambe goes to the skies. He's got players running on. But it's taken clean out the back. Chapman finds Lucas. Lucas has got Uru on his left. Chapman, electric footwork. Sorovi fires out. It's taken well by Puliuvea. The short ball finds Smith, who gets it to Uru. Brisbane City slowly making their way up the field. Sending it out wide. There's a good run from Paisami. Scored that try. First try of the match for Brisbane City. Lucas on the right. Here's Naivalu.
Off now, Blue, off your feet.
Flat ball from Brisbane City. And the flailing arms of Michael Wood as he takes that one into contact.
Turnover's good.
And the Drua have turned it over at the breakdown. Rika goes to the left. Now here we go. The Drua starting to move up that left-hand side. Here's a good line from Tovilevu. Big hit on Nthumbe. Welcome to the NRC. Substitution player there for Fiji. It's Apeli Randaniva in the number 19 jersey.
Let it go, boys, let it go.
Now, the Drua have worked their way back up to the Brisbane City 22, and that's a massive effort from Brennan Paenga-Ramosa right up the middle. Oh, but it's been squandered, no. And that's the second time we've seen one of these Brisbane City forwards. We'll take a second to appreciate that.
Crichton coming in from the back, chimed into the line and goes, whooshka.
Let's take a moment to appreciate now the forwards of Brisbane City. That's the second time we've seen them plough right over the top of the attacking Fijian Drua breakdown.
Most definitely. They're applying some good, solid pressure around that ruck, and we've seen a lot of pay for them through that counter ruck. Michael Wood's done it a few times now. I think that it was Brandon playing the most, who even got the turnover. So I think that's a key part. Obviously, Fiji are looking to get that good, quick, fast ball, applying no men to the breakdown. So Jim McCoy obviously has said to his Brisbane City boys, attack that breakdown, get some pay out of it, and see where we get to.
And a fantastic crowd out here at Jeeps. Right at the western end of the field behind Brisbane City, we've got jumping castles and all manner of various carnival activities. We've got full grandstands on the far side, and here on the near side, club rugby integrating with the domestic competition.
That's great to see.
Great time, mate.
Crichton hunts for touch, and Brisbane City will be rewarded with a line out on their own 40-metre line.
On the line.
Loose ball in that line out. It's been scooped up by the captain, Rod Rodro. Now the new man, Randaniva's going through, and he's over the 22. Around the corner, Canivero's next. Dyer hit hard by Paisami, but the momentum going forward by the Drua is hard to stop. Dyer again. But they've lost the ball in that one. Oh, and a loose ball there. This could be a try. And it is. Joeli Vaitiaki, right place, right time. Cleans up a pass that was thrown into
Johnny on the spot, but I think Brandon playing Amosa does a great job here. Gets the turnover for Brisbane City. They throw it out the back. I think Seriru just hits Fraser right on the shoulder, and Johnny on the spot. Vaitiaki scores one of many tries, I'm sure, throughout his career.
Well, obviously he was part of the flying Fijian squad this year, and he just missed out on the 2019 World Cup team. So at least he gets a try down here today. And now the Drua, they're ahead by 1. Soon to be 4. 3. Maths is good this afternoon. And very casually there, Seru Vularika kicks it over, so the Drua in the lead. Now, 15 points to 12.
I think we see young Dane Zander coming on the field now for his NRC debut. Coming quite early.
A restart from Lucas. It's got a lot of height, but it's taken clean by Navori. And that's the new man on the field, Randaniva, hitting it hard. Nangali now. Sniping around that scrum. Veronica is proving to be a handful.
Out now, 18.
They look to the right. There's a good offload from the Ndrua.
Relax. Thank you. No hands now. Playing advantage.
Veronica goes through. He's found space around the side. Throws on the step. He's still going. Looks for an offload. It comes off the boot, but it's scooped up by Lucas.
No hands. Out blue. Let it come. Roll ball.
Now Brisbane City once again inside their own 22. Going to have to grind their way up.
Out 7.
And Drua, another penalty given away at the breakdown.
You gotta give me a better
And
position.
yet another little bit of ill discipline. And I mean, obviously on the hunt there, they turn the ball over, but it's this man here, Vularica. He's been everywhere so far this afternoon. Just in and around that ruck, sniping, kidding his eyes up. But on the back of that, I think it's on the back of the quick breakdown from the Fijians.
Now Brisbane City. Once again, another line out for them on their own 40-metre line. The Ndrua have kept the game mostly in their half this afternoon.
Hang on, boys. This is way too big. Listen, they're doing their big. You come up to me, okay? You got about 100 metre off me, yeah.
Pangamosa fires out to the back. It's taken well. Driving maul. The ball making its way to the back to Pangamosa. There we go. He's got it now. So Brisbane City, they're snaking their way out. Pangamosa's had enough and he's broken away. The offload's out. Oh, big strong hit into Paisami.
Stay there, Blue.
Going out to the left. Crichton tries to put on some footwork, but Rodrigo gets him.
Out you go, 9. Thank you.
Short ball. This is good line from Wood. Wood finds some space around the breakdown. Over the top. Dyer's looking for it.
No, he's made that.
And Dyer's made it again. That's his second turnover of the match.
Wait. Out goal.
More bodies pile into that, but it's pulled out.
Wow.
And that is a massive kick. They're going to have to get that. Oh, hold on. Wow. That was a kick from not much.
Vularica, just unlucky. Look at this massive shot by the boys in the middle there.
13 on 13
Incredible.
Paisami.
But it's that man Johnny Dyer, like he's been absolutely everywhere, getting the turnover for the boys under the pump.
Just
They're
about
coming all the
20
way
out.
back.
That's a big roll for a spur of the moment kick.
Yeah,
Like,
and unlucky. It's a roll the ball.
so Brisbane City gifted a scrum just outside the Ndrua's 22.
Top off.
We'll have time off for a second, so we're starting to see a few substitutions come onto the field here for both sides, Dow.
Yeah, we see Dane Zander coming on there for Ruan Smith. Coming in a loose head there, so it's now the team up with Josh Nasser and Brandon Pangamosa in the front row.
And Dane Zand is actually he's the youngest in this match day 23, and he's come through the Queensland Country under 19s program, where he was playing last year. I'm guessing the pathways are a little bit different now to back when you were their age.
Yeah, most definitely. In the NRC pathway that URC they've got going on now, the under-19s, it's an excellent little pathway for everyone. And you see a lot more guys. Look at that current red squad. I mean, majority of them, I think it's 85% of them have come through that pathway. Something seems to be working.
I need your advice. Straight down.
It's been a fierce competition at scrum time today between these sides.
Yeah, okay.
A whole lot of experience on the Fijian side, and then obviously Josh and Dane on the Brisbane City side, still teenagers.
Big rig on Dane Zander.
Yeah, the big human.
Keep that up, please.
Be a good test for those young front rowers.
Roby throws it in, and that comes out. Teller gives it off. Paisami gets through the defensive line. And they've turned it over again. The Drua are wreaking havoc at the breakdown.
Jeez, that was quick from Kurimudu, like straight in, bang out.
And it's a little bit unlucky there. They were just over the 22, so they'll have to bring it back. Pangamosa throws it up. Driving maul, and it's down with McWright. It's gone down to the ground early. And the Drua winning the arm wrestle at the breakdown at the moment.
Most definitely. Applying a lot of pressure to these Brisbane City side, which is good to see, and they've got a fair few turnovers now. As you can see, the maul goes to ground, and they're smart enough just to get on that ball, roll with it. And as we know, if the ball doesn't come out, it's the team's ball.
Good position there from Masese Duthavaki over the top, sealing it up. It's been a fierce first half of rugby. And Drua only just in the lead, 15 points to 12. 2.5 minutes remaining in this first half. Whoever can get some points before the half time. A bit of wind coming into the second half.
You can see young Dane Zander under a fair bit of pressure there and just losing his mind, allowing the Drua to get the penalty.
Well, Nafembe kicking for exit.
Ooh.
And makes the line out. Canavere fires it long, but that line out has been stolen. And Pangamosa steaming through, picks it up at the back. They've given away a penalty at that one. And Drua really testing the waters at the breakdown.
Still got advantage line.
Out the back, Paisami gets the offload. That's crispy. That's in the hands of Crichton, who gives it once more out. Naivalu's working hard on the right wing, and he's through. Sefa Naivalu off a fantastic run from Lawson Crichton. Gets across.
And it's some sharp play, obviously. Moses gets the ball in and out nice and quick. But it's this man there, Teddy Teller out the back. Quick hands by Paisami. Lawson Crichton does excellent work on the outside. And Stefan Naivalu, we all know he can finish. Beats 1-2 and slams the ball over there in that right-hand corner.
Sefa Naivalu, 9 caps for the Wallabies. He was down with the Rebels for 3 seasons, and he was with the Melbourne Rising from 2014 to 2018. He had a good season for the Queensland Reds, and it looks like he's finishing up his year here at Brisbane City.
Yeah, he is. He's off to Stade Francais at the conclusion of this tournament. So we wish him all the best as he goes over and performs in the top 14.
Now Isaac Lucas going to try and find some points before they go into the break. Strikes, but once again out to the left. And that is half-time here. And Brisbane City get the last laugh at the end of the first half. And they're going to go into the break. It's 17 points to 15. It's NRC round 1. We're going to have a quick break here, but we're going to be back with all the second half action. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. It is half time here at GPS Rugby Club in Brisbane for Brisbane City and the Fijian Drua. It is our first round of the 2019 NRC competition, and our reigning champions are down narrowly at half time. My name is Martin Lippiett, and joining me is Dallin Murphy. Dallin, big first half of NRC rugby.
Yeah, mate, it's as we expected. I think both teams coming ahead to play some football, and it's been tit for tat. No team has really got the ascendancy yet. You'd think at some point there, Fiji might have got a little bit of the ascendancy, but, you know, Brisbane City came back to pick one up just before the half.
And it's really great to see. Obviously, these teams are comprised of much broader competitions condensed down. Some of the combinations and the partnerships that we're seeing from both sides is pretty exciting. Yeah,
most definitely. Obviously, early on we saw Wood and McWright, you know, coming together nicely, and a few of those Fijian boys with Johnny Dyer, you know, and Rondro coming together nicely as well.
And it is wonderful conditions out here. We've got a bit of a gusty northwesterly blowing in. It'll be coming over the right-hand shoulders of the Drua in the second half. But it's been a lot of line breaks this afternoon with a lot of good offloads that have enabled a lot of good tries to be scored. And the Fijian Drua making their way onto the field. It's going to be a big 40 minutes of rugby. And that man on screen, Nick Berry, is refereeing all the action this afternoon. He'll be even refereeing all the action at the World Cup coming up very soon. And we're into the middle. And it's going to be the restart with young Isaac Lucas. And we're away here. Brisbane City and Fijian Drua, NRC round one.
Yeah. Was that double? No?
Now the Drua get the first meaningful touch of the game in the second half. And they're continuing that good offload game. Randaniva that time going through. Uru was hunting for the turnover. Rorica sends it out. Mathembe gives a good offload through to his centre, Cyril Reese, who gives it back to Navori. And the penalty.
That's a good turnover, but he's got to get out. You're fine. Two's got to roll.
Going against Brendan Payengamosa.
Nick Berry's taking control. He said Michael Wood was good. Proudly supported there by Fraser, but Payengamosa just didn't roll away in time.
Drew will find touch on the southern side of the field.
A huge opportunity for them 1 minute into the second half.
Yeah, that's you there.
To put some points on the board. 22 metres out from Brisbane City's try line.
The Fijians shoot long to the back, but the trajectory of that one was a bit curly.
Certainly was.
What do you want, Fraser? Scrum.
So Brisbane City opting for the scrum. We've got some very young heads there in the front row coming onto the field, and they had a bit of trouble in that first half towards the back end.
Yeah, I think it's just that experience from the Fijians, putting a fair bit of pressure on Josh and young Dane Zander, who sees his first NRC cap here today. But they'll have a bit of a rest, pulling a bit of advice.
That man, Moses Sorovi, in his 5th season here at Brisbane City. It's a good scrum from the home side. There's the strike. It goes downstairs. They're going to hunt for that new rule in the competition.
Isn't it exciting, you know? A couple of new rules. I want to see the dropout. That one excites me the most.
I don't think they've met the criteria. Senator has asked Nick Berry. Did we get it? No. But that's a good strike from inside 22.
It's an excellent exit.
Danivete fires long, running around. Randaniva scoops it up, and they're into the middle. Find big, dangerous Johnny Dyer. Mathembe goes himself, but he gets an offload under contact. Back to Randaniva, and they're going to keep going. Bit of support there from Samisoni Vidi Vidi. He's been a little quiet in this match so far. The stalwart Sevens player.
Out 18, out.
Now the Drua finding some good shape in the middle of the field, and they're pulling away through the space. There's an offload, but they've lost it in the process.
They're just so excited. They can go from anywhere. You see just out the back end, it's this inside ball. Bang. And sadly, as they come through there, I think it's very, very, no, it's Nathiba. And just turn the ball over.
And you thought they were on the ropes a bit in their own half, but then once the ship settles enough for them, they flip it on its head and they go on the offensive. Electric from this group of Fijians. First scrum of the match went well. Rovey throws it in. Got a bit of push forward here. That one will push across to the side, so I'll just bring it back and reset. Yeah, Brisbane City yet to get a scrum penalty in this match.
Yeah, as we said before, there's a lot of experience in that Fijian front row and in the pack. So I think it'll be a tough one for them, but you can see the young fellas coming out and showing a bit of grit and determination to get back on these Fijians.
That man on screen, Stefano Varley, when they found him out wide in the space today, he has been devastating in attack. Grabbed a very handy try at the back of the first half. And that scrum boils and spins and pivots, but it's going to come up in the favour of Brisbane City.
And there we see, mate, first penalty of the day for the boys in the gold at scrum time.
It certainly has changed a lot from that first scrum of the day that we saw, which you could have just put a
cup of tea on.
Yeah, you could. Mate, it was that still that you would have had to have dunked your bag because it was just so still. But no percolating there. Anyway, now paying Ramosa. First attacking bit of set piece for Brisbane City in the second half. Oh, backwards was the call. Teller throws the dummy. Sorovi, flat ball to Paisami. Now they're spreading it out wide. Brisbane City working their way across to the far side of the field. Lucas weaves through some traffic. Good line from Wood. Good positive carry. Sorovi, quick hands. Lucas goes across to Chapman, but it'll be knocked out. So Fiji will get the opportunity of either a scrum or a line out.
Berry. They've chosen the scrum. But some good lead up there. Some excellent play. Some good, hard, solid carries. Paisami looks sharp. Coming in from 13 there. Get some good pay and go forward for the City side. But, you know, the Drua just solid as a rock in defence and now got an opportunity to get it down the other end. And as we've seen today, they can go from anywhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if they look to have a bit of a run. If it doesn't come off, then they go long with a kick.
And that man who was just on screen there, Ifaremi Tovilevu, from the Numatakula village in Fiji. It's where players like the Kurandranis, Lodi Takiri, Namani Nadolo all came from that same village. I asked what's in the water. He said nothing. We all just like to play rugby. Pretty fair.
Fair enough. As does the rest of the country.
I'm sure they're all tuning in this afternoon. And the short arm going against Brisbane City that time. Quick tap and go. Oh, and that's a fantastic tackle. Isaac Lucas on Johnny Dyer. Got him around the ankles. Now Brisbane City have enforced the turnover. Wood arcs up in attack. Uru in the middle. He's separated from his players. Oh, and Johnny Dyer is over that. Very strong, but Berry said no. Big Dane Zander. Zander. Sarovi fires it flat. Finds Nasser with Painga Amosa latched onto the hip. Teller. Great movement here. Lucas falls just short of the line. They're going to go through. Uru's there. Uru drives through. Seru Uru held up. And we now see the other new rule that is being implemented with the NRC. If an attacking side is held up over the opposing try line, the defenders receive a drop out from their line. So
Yeah.
Isaac Lucas, you almost wanted him just to have a second dart there, didn't you?
Have a dig at the line.
Oh, and what a huge effort from Seru Furika, the halfback, holding up Seru Uru.
But this is very exciting. Instead of a scrum, we're going to see a dropout, and we'll see if Brisbane City can come up with anything.
Taken clean by Paisami. Paisami straight up into the traffic. Sarovi loops around. They're going to look to the left. Lucas gets a wayward pass that's gone to the ground, and the Ndrua have cleaned it up very efficiently. Oh, and it's been stripped by Painga Amosa. And he's bumping off every Fijian player in front of him. And they'll give away a penalty, and Johnny Dyer, holy smokes, losing count of how many turnovers he's enforced today.
Strong as an ox. Brandon Painga Amosa, he's so sneaky. He gets in a certain position, gets his hands on the ball, and he's done it a few times today where he gets this turnover. Bang, and then it's on the back of this. Some excellent running. I think it's a boom. Big hit there. No mean feat, knocking over Rudaneva. But Johnny Dyer, as you said, he's been everywhere. On the ball, off the ball, running the ball.
You look at that technique he's got. It's robotic. He gets that breakdown and he's holding his feet. You expect to see it of someone. Where's Fraser McBride at the moment?
But for someone like Johnny Dyer, who hasn't played much footy, he certainly looks like a natural player.
Yeah, like a duck to water out there. He's putting a lot of pressure on the breakdown, and we see Brisbane City reserves at the western end of the field behind the Drua. They're warming up. So you would expect we're going to probably see some more substitutions coming on in the near future.
Yeah, most definitely. I think both sides, obviously it's a warm day out here, and as we see, as we talk, we see Adam Korchik coming on the field.
Adam Korchik, probably the most decorated Brisbane City player in the named squad this season. He's been playing since NRC's inception back in 2014. And he was with the successful University of Queensland team this year that won the Hospital Challenge Cup over at Ballymore a couple of weeks ago. And Drew are getting a lot of pay out of the individual efforts of Johnny Dyer. Now the line out. Oh, and Sarovi's managed to get a toe onto that one. And he's striding through. Ooh. Puts the pressure there on Cyril Reese.
Yeah, what do you want? Do you want 22 or the scrum on there?
There's no
Smart
option-
play
there's no option
there
of a scrum, mate.
by
It's just
Moses Sarovi. I'm not sure that line out was straight, but nearly gets there in the end.
And Drew back for a restart. Around 22. Budarica.
Hang on, guys. Sorry, I got one down here. I've done it for you twice in the first half.
Time off again. We've had a few little niggly injuries this afternoon.
We certainly have.
Okay.
And Fraser right.
Cool, Teddy. No.
He's grabbing the hip. And the set piece for the Fijian Drua has been exceptionally tight today. They've executed some brilliant lineouts, and The battle at scrum time has been sensational to watch.
We got that sub done?
Yeah, sub's on. Good to go.
Okay. Someone.
See Sam Wallace coming on for Fraser McWright. Another one out of that premiership winning university side.
And he's straight into it. Very nostalgic of his efforts a couple of weekends ago. Loves the kick return. Oh, and the turnover is not going to fly this time for Johnny Dyer.
If you don't get it the first time, you can't keep going. Accuracy needs to improve. Ruck's form.
Just laying down the law, Nick Berry. It's always great to see.
Johnny Dyer, he's been a massive force on this field today for the Fijian Drua.
It's been absolutely everywhere.
Oh, he's probably making the Brisbane City forwards get a bit more cautious around the breakdowns.
But a great opportunity again for Brisbane City to launch an attack here. Be interested to see what they do.
Bangamosa fires it long, and it's taken one of the new men, Korchik. And that maul, despite part of it falling in on itself, it manages to go forward. Loose ball! But it's been knocked on. That driving maul had a bit of everything.
It did.
Started well. Part of it falls to the ground. They get the offload, and then Underneva was over the top of that. Nearly got his big mitts on that ball.
Another test for the scrum we've seen today.
It's interesting to see both teams with the wind in their face seem to be spending more time in the opposing 22s.
Definitely.
And Duthavaki and Caniveret leaving the field for the Drua.
And Thiva and Sivo coming on to replace them.
Manuel Nathiva is across playing in the Queensland Premier Rugby competition for West this season.
We're going to repack the scrum. I need a space before the set.
And some big results coming out from NRC today. Obviously, New South Wales Country getting the win, 38 points to 33 over Sydney. And when we last checked, the Canberra Vikings, an impressive 47 to 22 over the Melbourne Rising. And the penalty now going against Brisbane City.
Yeah, just that added pressure here from Nazaroa on Dane Zand. He's had a tough day and a tough start in the scrummaging time. And the young fella had a good season this year for North, but obviously a big test for him coming out here for his first NRC cap.
Bit of a breakout season, you could say, really.
Yeah,
just
most definitely.
got on the radar. Now, Mike Kelly Sivo, Fijian pathway player, has come up through the ranks and will take to the field and take over the line-out responsibilities. Oh, and he throws an absolute peach to the back, and it'll come off the top, and Rundaneva will take it straight up into contact. Now Dyer. Good offload, finds Nathambe. Oh, and he throws the wide pass out to Seoanga.
We've seen that a few times today where the Ndrua's gone through and that little offload on the other side and just doesn't go to hand.
A few more substitutions on this side.
Cyril Reese linking up with Nathembe. It's that last pass.
Yeah, and out wide there. So Seoanga now played in the Fijians under-20 squad this year at the World Cup. And I'm told he's one of the most electric players out there. So having him on the wing, they can get him some space. They're probably going to be leaning on that one a little bit in the second half.
Get him the ball.
The young boy's hungry.
Absolutely.
Angaramosa hits it high, taken well by Puluvea. At the back, it's a good strike there. in Crichton, but it's fielded well. Here's the new man, Wanga. Gets an amazing offload under contact. Drua keeping the ball alive, but that will never fly. Wilson Crichton hands in the ruck, quick as to go. From Rika, gets the offload to Nathembe, who gets crunched by Hunter Pasami and knocked on. Uru picks it up from the base of the ruck. And now they'll bring it back for the knock on.
Wow. Paisami showing that physical side he has, and it's just whack on Nathembe.
Just T-boned
He
him from
felt
the
every
side.
inch of that, straight in the ribs. And he's still down, the poor bloke.
Yep. He gets up, he's doing well. There's a heavy T-bone from Hunter Pasami coming in hard from that left side of the field.
I think he just gave very, very bit of a wink and said, mate, am I right?
A good crowd out here at Jeeps this afternoon.
Always people out here watching, which is always great to see. Anthony Herbert does a great job out here.
Thembe, like we said, spent a couple of seasons away from the Fiji setup, playing his game over in France. He's come back and he's as electric as the day that he left, if not more.
Absolutely. A bit more experience. And he's showing the Drua around the park very, very well this afternoon.
This new front row combination of Veitayaki, Sivo and Nathiva putting a bit of pressure on here on Brisbane City at scrum time. Srovey throws it in. He's trying to get more out of his forwards, but he can't. Now he looks to the right, throws the big cut out to Naivalu. Naivalu's into space. Naivalu's running down that sideline. He needs someone on the inside. He's got it. They're going to kick. Ball. Big hit there on Crichton. And the ball's been turned over. Oh, the Drua nearly flipping it on its head once more.
Wow. Seven Naivalu just shows you what he can do. Obviously a 9-test wallaby, but skips to the outside. Sums it up with Lawson back on the inside. But an excellent shot here. Bang. That's that man, Villarica.
Great read.
Absolutely everywhere for the Drua today.
And we saw that, and even though they were jammed up in their own 22, they're already working on the next attacking play.
Ready to play, ready to go.
You can't blink with these boys.
That's what you love
just
about
can't blink.
Looking very sharp.
Villarica, and on the bench still for the Drua. Perseva, Kurithuva, another young halfback, very sharp, very quick. If they bring him on, he'll put a lot of pressure on the breakdown. Well, this is a big scrum from the Drua. They've got some move forward, but Dyer's had enough, picks it up and goes. Udu eventually gets it. Well, that ball spat out like a pumpkin seed. There it goes again. Seeing a few handling errors this afternoon.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not sure if the ball will be slippery. Just some big, solid impact from both sides. You know, ball in two hands and just getting absolutely whacked. You can see that scrum from the Drua just putting the pressure again on the Brisbane City side.
We'll see which way Nick Berry calls this one. Looks like Brisbane City will retain possession, and we're seeing now we're approaching 20 minutes with no points being scored in the second half, so it's been a huge battle between the 22s.
Most definitely. But Brisbane City with an opportunity here just outside the Drua's 22 to get that ball out.
Scrum simmering again, Sorovi will get it out. Now Lucas sends it out the back. Paisami finds Crichton, who's weaving through the defenders. Here's danger. Dyer's over that. He's got great body position. Wow. And he gets it again.
You can see they're ready to play, ready to go. Ball's gone.
Quick tap, not wasting any time. Ian Drua and Xander Gets them over the top there. Now they're going to try to hold this one up for a maul. Oh, but they managed to get it out. Vurarika goes through. He's gotten by his opposite, Sorovi. Randaniva shows and goes. Now they go out wide. Good pass. Cranking through on that far side. It's the new danger man, Oseoanga. He keeps going, but Paenga shuts him down. Scooped up by Cyril Reese. Exciting rugby here at GPS Rugby Club. Dyer, he's at the back with it. Flat ball, hits Nassaroa. Another substitution, no, whole substituted front row for the Ndrua. And Wanga takes the settler. Ndrua now, slowing it down, building their position, but they'll get a penalty.
They go again.
Quick tap and go, they're not wasting any time. Korchik. With no Valu there, but they can't get them down as quick as they wanted. Big hit on Veteaki. The Ndrua now grinding their way into Brisbane City territory. Now they're looking to send it out. Fleeting feet from Reese, gets a great offload. They're pulling away. This is going to be a great try to the number 10, Paseli Nathambe. They were patient, they were poised, and at the right moment, they struck like an iron hammer.
Absolutely, and they've kept that ball in play as they like to do. Quick taps going again, and they've got the play here. And I think it's that combination of Cyril Reese and Paseli Nathambe again, scoring over underneath the sticks.
It's just their style of play. They just grind their opposition down, and then they just wait for that perfect moment.
Absolutely, and it's just that individual effort by Cyril Reese there, just a skip, bang, gets his hands through and finds that man, Nathembe, to score underneath the sticks. But you're right, it's just the way they play. There's a turnover, bang, they're looking to go again. You know what I mean? They're always on the look to play footy, which is excellent. Which is what we want to see and what everyone wants to see, I think.
And the halves pairing for the Ndrua today, that man on screen, Seru Vurarika and Paseli Nathambe, have been devastating. So they've retaken the lead. And they'll grab an extra 2 as well. So the Ndrua now extend their lead. 5 points to 17 over Brisbane City. Lucas kicks it just ahead of the 22. And it's been pilfered by Brisbane City. Sorovi, bit of pressure there, finds Xander, who cannonballs into the defence. Here's Wallace. Wallace, many moons ago, a bit of a 7 specialist. Now he's a hard-hitting back rower. Xander again. The young boy from Norths really involving himself. Now to the left, Farrell hit hard by his opposite Sivo. Here's Paisami. Whoa. Electric, the crowd's really getting into it on the far side. Wow. And a huge turnover once again.
Wow, Hunter Paisami. That's a tough line to run. You can see here, Sean Farrell first up, Wooshka, first run of the game. But this here, by Sami, that's fearless.
Mate, that's out of nowhere. He
Bang.
came out of backfield too.
Absolutely fearless.
I guess when you're the big tight 5 forwards lining up and you see your outside centre just breezing past you, your show, mate. Off you go.
Take it. I'll support you.
But for every bit that they've been giving it, the Drua have been sending it back at them.
Yeah, absolutely. The physicality has just stepped up another gear. You can see they're hungry to get this victory.
And Drua, they've worked it 2 passes, middle of the field. Teller's got a good grip on that one, but not enough. Now they're pushing across the field, all probing for space. Good tackle by Sean Farrell. A good run there from Nungali. Looking into back play. They've gotten the offload off. Rudarica slows it down, finds Dyer. Ngali once more, one-on-one with Wallace. Now they pass out wide. Oh, Zephaniah Valu! Holy buckets, knocks the stuffing out of Levani Kuramundu. And I'm not sure if we saw an arm in that one or not, but
I think it was just good, solid contact. Tries to wrap his arm, shoulder gets
that's
that sends him into next week.
That's all gravy, baby. Wow! Oh, great take up high now. Brisbane City with a rare opportunity. Oh, Wallace has popped out of the wrong side. Looks like Lauval's on the field, but the Drua have turned it over once more. Sivo passes out. Here is a man we haven't seen too much for, Toby Lewau. Now the Drua, they're starting to get their phase play up. Dyer. Uru's over the top. Korchik. Wonderful play there from the back rower. Sees the loose ball. Oh, this is chaotic. And I think there might have been a knock on in the middle of that. Now the Drua passing it out, trying to make something happen. Wanga's got it on the right-hand wing. He's going to dance into a trio of Brisbane City defenders. The intensity has been dialed to 11 and a penalty is going to go against, I think that's Ryan Smith on the deck.
But it's just absolute chaos out of it.
Hey,
Just side to side. Physicality's gone up another 5 notches.
and it's staying between the 22s.
It's a great start to this NRC competition from both sides. No one's taking a backward step, and it's excellent to see.
Vularica, he's going to hunt for the 3.
Tough kick.
Tough playing conditions.
Yeah.
He's been good on the boot today. He's 3 from 4. Vularica. He strikes. He won't get it. So they'll come back for Brisbane City to the 22.
I think it's important for Brisbane City now just to not buy too much into the way the Drua are playing, still play their own game, play the game down the other end of the field and try and force a mistake from the Drua.
Now Isaac Lucas, the dropout. They'll give it a bit of distance.
Good kick.
And he's scooped up. Now Wanga with a bit of speed. He's met hard by Sam Wallace. Caleb Muntz on the field also for the Drua now in 22. There he is, ball in hand. Chip over the top from Reese, but it's fielded well by Paisami, who shrugs off 1, 2 defenders. The 3 and 4 get him down. Sorovi passes to the left. Brisbane City now, ball in hand, Uru. Supported by Korchik. Crossfield kick. Naivalu's going to be coming out of the shadows to try and stop it. Oh, the chip and chase is on. Wanga try. We were told this boy can be quite electric at times, and he's trying to incite some shenanigans on that left-hand side, Dale.
Trying to spark something, isn't he? And he looks dangerous. He looks quick. Give the man a bit of space and let's see what he can do.
You were way half expecting Stefan Naivalu to come out of nowhere for that kick, but maybe the message didn't get across to him.
I'm not sure whether he knew what was going on. Farrell.
Quick ball out. Moving it across. Paisami. Oh, finds Wallace on a pirouette. Naivalu's come across from his wing, pops it up for Sorovi, who hunts to the left and finds Chapman. Uru with the flicking feet. Now Brisbane City finding some field position, and they're holding on to it. Wallace. Paisami. Oh, and Xander nearly cleans out Nungali, but they've lost it again. The Drua have been tearing them apart at the breakdown this afternoon. Here's a good run from Rundaniva. Now he says there's bodies everywhere.
Wow.
So 7.5 minutes to go, and there's only 5 points the difference between these two sides. This could really go any which way.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to go all the way to the 80th minute. I mean, you say if Brisbane City get over the line here and score a try, you still think that, Fiji are red and raring.
And Tavita Nungali out the back. Looks like he's getting a bit of treatment. And there's actually a core group of players in this Fijian side. The captain, Rodrodro, Navori, Kurimundu, and Lauavau off the bench, all part of the local Nundronga side, who took out the Fair Brother Trophy this year. And it's good to see that some of those combinations have transferred through, and they're all playing here together in this competition.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're seeing some excellent interplay between all those guys, and we're seeing it from both sides as well. Obviously, as you said, this is a culmination of many competitions coming together, and certainly not letting us down or disappointing.
No, not at all.
Tangent of football and exciting. And I guess that's what you're going to get with the Drua side, you know what I mean? They're ready to play and they're ready to go. So,
well, they're on the road for 4 of their 7 games in the regular season this year. It's a bit more than they did last year, so it's a bit of a different season for them in the travel department. In the following weeks, they've got down in Wollongong on the 14th of September. They're back in Fiji next week, taking on the Force. Brisbane City next week. They'll be taking on Sydney at Bond University. The double header next week. Both the Queensland side playing back-to-back fixtures down at the Gold Coast. Feremi Ovilevu there on screen. The substitution halfback. Kurithuva's on. A real live wire for a halfback. Oh. Kicks from the back. Chapman goes up against Wanga in the air, but it'll come off him first. The Drua now will field another piece of set piece on the right-hand side of the field.
We'll see another scrum. We'll see another excellent platform for them to launch an attack here from inside their own half. I can't imagine them trying to exit with a kick.
6 minutes remaining. Ho, ho, ho. It's coming down to it. You know, compared to the results of matches past between these two sides, this is unbelievably tight. Gubithuva throws it in. Brisbane City.
Wow.
Pack it on.
What a scrum. You see Reece Van Neck just loving every single minute of that.
And Reece Van Neck, isn't he a celebrated story coming from Easts?
Absolutely, mate. Called into the Australian 20 side that did so well over there in Argentina and now in for his first NRC cap.
And you're not at all surprised that Brad Thorne has signed up a lot of those up-and-coming boys that have come through those 20s pathways in the last few years.
Yeah, most definitely. I think he's come through with a lot of them as well, all the way through, coaching from an under-20s level. As his coaching progressed, a lot of those boys coming through have progressed, and it's excellent to see.
Sean Farrell on screen with ball in hand now. Fires it up, taken well by Bradford Kappa, who's also on the field. Kappa will eventually get the ball back himself, and I think they've got an advantage for some.
Staying nice and tight though, the maul, which is good.
It's a maelstrom of players, and now Paisami's in the middle of it. Oh, is he burrowed through? Brisbane City fall just short. There's bodies everywhere. And the ball finally emerges. Oh, and it's been knocked on. But I think we're going to come back.
They've just got to show patience here.
And that man, Hunter Paisami, somehow got himself in the middle of the most heavily orientated forward piece of play of this game and somehow emerged out the other side and nearly scored a try.
Wants to be a part of everything, mate. Just a fearless character is Hunter Paisami. He's just inches, pumping those legs. But you see, Brisbane City with a huge opportunity to get over the line.
3.5 minutes remaining.
Just going to be patient and execute.
They hit Kappa in the middle. They set up the driving maul. All hands are on that. They're going to have to be careful here. It's at the back. Sorovi's doing his best to get. Sorovi goes himself. Gets the offload. Gets to Paisami. Paisami!
Oh.
Hammered into the deck by Dyer. Lucas sends it out the back. They've got space, and Chapman is through! Nick Chapman. He's come a long way from Queensland Sevens in 2014, 18 and 19. And Sorovi picks that one out and gets it across. But starts this
again, but Johnny Dyer, absolutely terrific D, but Lucas sums it up beautifully. Finds Nick Chapman, who's had a great game today, coming on early for Liam McNamara. Finds the line.
Oh, geez, Louise. Just a casual shin to the brow.
But now we have an opportunity for young Isaac Lucas to put Brisbane City 2 points up with just over 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, all aboard the pie train. Holy smokes, Hunter Paisami just injecting himself in every conceivable moment of this game.
As you said, he just wants to be a part of everything, whether it's a driving maul or a pick and go or a fearless line off the 9.
Now Lucas, a big moment. Oh, he's been left to the post most of the day, and it's all tied up, 22 all. Just over 90 seconds remaining in this game. It is coming down to the wire. Everyone that's here in attendance is getting their afternoon's worth of rugby.
Absolutely.
And we're getting our afternoon's worth of rugby.
90 seconds to go with anything can happen.
And we've got playing a team like the Fijians. Ulrika, it's his first one, high and short. They're going to look to try and get this back as quick as possible. Taken very well by Adam Korchik. Sorovi. They can't afford to let this one get away from them. Lucas on the left. Lucas splits the gap. Lucas is going. Lucas still going. Oh, loose ball. Somehow, Crichton has popped up with it on the left-hand side. Oh, wow. And
see that Isaac Lucas just saying, let's fight fire with fire, let's go at him. Show and go, ball in 2 hands.
they just didn't know whether to go for the man or look for the intercept.
Does well, but just breaks down here after Wilson Crichton takes the ball to ground. We're unlucky with a knock on here, but Moses Sorovi.
So big scrum here, Brisbane City. Pushed the Drua off their ball last time.
There's way too much movement. I called a crouch and all over this guy. Both back.
And you can see on this short side, there's a bit of argy-bargy with Reece Van Neck.
Critical scrum.
It's coming down to the wire. Short arm, the Fijians tap and go quickly. They are not wasting any time. Isaac Henry on the field now for Brisbane City. Now the Drua hammering their way up the middle of the field with Nathiva in the lead. They're coming here to the short side. Kodithuva gets it across. New substitution, Muntz as well. Loose ball in back play. Lauval goes himself. The Fijians hunting here on the left-hand side. It's coming down to the line.
Right now! Stay, get back 9. No, back.
Ooh. The Fijians flying into the breakdown.
Release now.
Securing the ball, they're etching towards halfway. Muntz fires it out to the back. Oh, a flat pass indeed. Finds into the hands of Siva. Whoa, that's a huge run for the front rower. Gets another offload. The Fijians, they're over halfway. What's their plan? How are they going to get across the line? Brisbane City throwing everything they've got at them in defence. Korchik needs to get out of the way. Kodithuva gives it to the danger man, Dyer. Dyer, a strong run. He's protected by Nangali. The Drua grinding their way up. Nathiva that time. Nangali now. They're getting close. There's the 22. The Drua. Can they do it? Rundaniva next. Oh no! It's a knock on forward.
That'll just about do us, I think.
Last play. Oh man. Holy smokes.
Nick Berry's giving us the last play. Here we go, lads.
The theatrics of this match have been sensational.
82nd minute.
Mate, 83rd, let's be honest.
Isaac Lucas. Let's see what he's got.
Moses Sorovi, one of the senior heads of this side. He's had a big game at halfback for the City. How will this end? Big push from City.
Wow.
They've got the advantage. Uru from the back. Lucas finds Crichton's found some space. Oh, he looks for the offload. Uru somehow regained it. Ball's been lost forward. They've come far enough forward that the penalty advantage is over. They kick it out. Oh, and that is full time. And the Drua had had enough. What a match, Dallin Murphy.
Mate, end to end, absolutely chaotic at times, but what a start to the NRC.
For these sides.
For both sides.
And there were so many moments in that game, and it's a tied game, so you're picking a man of the match. You really got to pick someone on individual effort, and I can't go past Johnny Dyer.
Yeah, absolutely not. Johnny Dyer was absolutely everywhere. There was attack, or defence, or turning the ball over. I think he had 4 or 5 turnovers, and obviously for City, Hunter Paisami,
The party starter.
absolutely fearless number 13 out there today. Was in everything.
Those tight lines running in off Sorovi on the side. He just, I love a player that just has that much disregard for his own body, just gets it done.
Just gets stuck in. Great to see. And quite fitting, I think, 22 all. You know, it was tit for tat, and both teams had the opportunity to win the game, and neither came away.
Well, that is full time here, and it is a draw. 22 points all between Brisbane City and the Fijian Drua. Now, everyone, 5 minutes time, our broadcast for our final match of the day. Happening across in Perth. It is Force up against Queensland Country over at the University of Western Australia. How good is rugby on a Saturday? And you can just click straight across. Dallin Murphy, thank you so much for joining me.
No worries, Marty. What a day.
We'll see you for the doubleheader next week. Yeah. Woohoo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps us up here. It's been a huge afternoon. Stay tuned. We've got the 4th and final leg of round 1 coming at you live and free. I'm Martin Lippiott, and I'll catch you next week.